Hey everyone, in today's video we are going to learn about data profiling tools. That is nothing but data preview. We are already aware of Power Query Editor, which is the data preparation tool in which we perform transformations on our data and which is then ready for analysis. So, before doing any transformations on the data, there should be a way to quickly investigate how our data is present in the dataset, right? That can be done by using the data preview features. So we can access these data preview features by going to the ribbon and clicking on the view tab. We are having these options. So the first one is monospaced. So the Power Query editor follows a separate font, but when we want it to be monospaced, we can click on that so that the font will be changed. You can see that, right? And coming to the second one, click on the show white space so that we can see any white spaces or new lines present in our data. You can see that clearly here. So there is some spaces between the two words. So next one is column quality. If you want to see any missing values or any errors that are present in your column, then you can go with this column quality. And when you select, it displays all the data in terms of valid, error, and empty, and it is displayed in terms of percentages. And if you want the numeric distribution, you can hover over it so that it displays the exact value. And coming to the next one, that is column distribution. So it shows the histogram containing the distinct and unique values. So coming to the distinct values, so it is nothing but the different values present in the column. Though the values are repeated, so how many number of different values are present will be noted here. So that is distinct means. And coming to the unique, the values which are only displayed once, the value which are not repeated are considered as unique. So let us take an example of 1, 2, 3, and also 1. Coming to the distinct values, we are having three different values, right? 1, 2, and 3. Coming to the unique values, 2 and 3, because 1 is repeated, right? So that is what unique. So these distinct and unique values are displayed in the column distribution. So it is used to find out the duplicate values that are present in our column. So that is the importance of the column distribution. And next, coming to the column profile. So column profile is nothing but it is the combination of both the column quality and also column distribution. So before we have seen that column quality and distribution are presented for all the columns, whereas column profile is only displayed for the selected column. And here you can clearly see the statistics of the column, like the count, that is number of rows in that particular column, how many empty and also distinct one, unique. So the values that are present in the column quality and distribution, and also some of the statistics like min, max, average. You can see when we click on the other one. See, min, max, average, standard deviation, even numbers, odd numbers. So it gives a clear statistics of the column. That is what the column profile is. So by default, Power Query performs this data profiling over 1000 rows. That is first 1000 rows. But if we want this data profiling to perform on all the entire data set, we can click on this particular one. So column profiling based on top 1000 rows. So we can also choose based on entire data set. So this is what the data preview feature. So in this manner, we can find any errors or discrepancies easily. And also we can fix those errors or simple blank missing values or errors by replacing the values or removing the rows or columns. We can fix according to our requirement. So here in this table, the orders with one quantity is not entered, but the order with more than one quantity is given the number like 2, 3, and 4. but the order quantity 1 is not given any number. So with this kind of data we cannot do any aggregations, right? We cannot perform any statistics. So we have to convert these null values. So we can replace that by clicking on replace values. We are having two options, replace values and replace errors. If we are having any errors but we want that complete row, so we cannot remove that complete row, right? So we have to replace that errors with some kind of data. So let us replace these values. So what can we do? So when I click on replace values, value to find is null and value to replace with is 1. So that is what we are doing now. So click on OK. Now you can see that the data is 100% valid. So before we are having 40% empty, but now it is 100% valid. So we can do this kind of steps to eliminate the blank values. We have to check our data. We can do any transformations, right? So this is what replace values is. And also we are having an option called fill. In this data, you can see that for the region north, they have given all the months, and for the region south, they have given all the months. But when we check this column quality, you can see that 92% of the rows are empty. So with this kind of data, we cannot do anything, right? So we can fill this data. So we are having an option fill, so that we can either fill up or we can fill the data down. That means by selecting fill down on a particular column, a value will replace all null values below it until another non-null appears. So when other non-null value is present, that value will then fill down to all the null values. So here, that is what we want. So we have to fill this north until we find the south. Again, that south has to be filled to the all the other blanks. But fill can be used whenever we are having the null values. But here we are having empty values, right? That is blanks. So first, let me replace these blank values with the nulls. So these blank values have to be first replaced by the null values. And then click on fill and choose the fill down. Now you can see that this is what the data we want, and with this kind of data we can do any kind of transformations. So you can see that the data is valid 100%. So if you find this video helpful, please do like, share and subscribe to my channel.